Well, Toastmasters, let me introduce Audra Supply, whose speech title is Enclosed Encounters. Enclosed Encounters, Audra Supply.
Do you like roller coasters? Few? Not everybody? That's okay. It's not a roller coaster speech. For those of you who don't like heights or swallowing bugs on the ride down, recently my sister and I tried something else, the roller coaster simulator. Have you ever tried a roller coaster simulator? I see a couple people have. If you haven't, it looks like a cement mixer, built for two. Now, if you have claustrophobic tendencies, you probably don't want to spend time inside a cement mixer. Guess what I have? Claustrophobic tendencies. But I was with my older sister, and she's cool, and I wanted to be cool. So when that ride attendant opened the lid, I allowed myself to be harnessed in, strapped down, and locked inside. Contest chair, wherever you went. Toastmasters, guests, and fellow claustrophobes. I was 8 years old when I had my first claustrophobic, get me out of here moment. It was in my grandmother's closet, checking out my new glow-in-the-dark ring. Remember those glow-in-the-dark rings? Remember your grandma's closet. It was more like a cloth-infested cave that smelled like mothballs and talcum powder. And it was built before closet lights. I closed myself in and weaved between the sleeves and the pant legs. In the dark, I admired the green glow of my ring for half a second. Back then, I had the attention span of a gnat. Unlike today, when I have the attention span of 2.5 gnats. I was ready to get back out. Let me out, let me out! And that's when I discovered, in your grandmother's closet, no one can hear you scream. So I hurled myself at the door. It took 3 tries, but I got out. For the longest time, I thought claustrophobia was Latin for fear of closets. I guess it didn't include the fear of cement mixers, because I got into a roller coaster simulator with my older sister. The lights came down. The screen in front of us flashed on, showing us the tracks we designed. We felt ourselves moving forward, coming up on our first corkscrew. It flipped us around, woohoo, one time, and stopped. The lights came back on. And now there was a sign on the screen that read, please wait for attendant. My sister, who's kind of bossy, said, that's not how we designed it. Which is true. If we had, that would have been the shortest roller coaster ride in the history of the planet. Now, it turns out there was a tiny door at the top of the simulator. It opened up, and our attendant said, I just called maintenance. Great. We broke it. Are you guys okay? I wasn't okay. This was a claustrophobic's worst nightmare. Okay, getting buried alive is a claustrophobic's worst nightmare. This was more like a claustrophobic's really bad daydream. Did I scream and rave? Did I try to gnaw at the safety straps like a deranged badger? I wanted to, but I was with my older sister. She used to get angry when I had the hiccups, so I had to be cool. Now, fortunately, we were sitting upright, and we had each other to talk to take our mind off it. Unlike a time when I was by myself trapped in a small place. It was during a non-stop flight from Philadelphia to Orlando in the little lavatory. I hate little lavatories. If I had $1 for every time I locked myself in and had trouble getting back out, I would have enough money to pay somebody to stand outside the door so I wouldn't have to lock it. But these are tough economic times. I had to very carefully check all locking mechanisms before entering. It was a simple sliding latch. When I was ready to get back out, I discovered two things. One, there was an extra step in the door opening process that I missed. Two, the lights were connected to the latch. It went completely black! Would it have killed Boeing to carve a window in an airplane bathroom? At 30,000 feet, who's going to see you're in there? The gremlin on the wing? Without that window, I was in a closet with running water. And you know anything about closets? Never mind that 57 people before me were able to enter and exit without incident. If you'd been outside that bathroom door, you would have thought I was in here learning the ballroom dance with a rhino. I stopped thumping long enough to relock the door to bring on the lights. That's when I saw the doorknob in the middle of the door. You were supposed to turn it and pull the latch. Once I figured that out, I shot out of that lavatory faster than the cannonball lady at the county fair. Despite that harrowing experience, I agreed to go inside a roller coaster simulator. Now, I didn't panic, and neither did my sister. Embrace the small space. What other choice did we have? The guy knew we were in there. It wasn't like we snuck into an abandoned simulator at the dump. But time drags when you're stuck inside a roller coaster simulator. Although, I think I grew as a person in there. When the lid finally popped open 10 minutes later, which, by the way, is a week and a half in claustrophobic time, I didn't race for the exit. I climbed out with dignity. The ride attendant said, "Gee, I'm sorry. Would you like to try a different simulator?" Before I had a chance to answer, my non-claustrophobic sister said, "Buddy, are you out of your mind?" Now, I might have tried it. Fellow claustrophobes, if you want to break that fear of closed places, I think this is what we have to do. Pretend we're cool. Now, who wants to race me to the elevator? Contest chair?